adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. And you guys started off in Nausea, did a job to collect a ship from Fort Folly. Not a big deal, you managed to do so. That ship has since been returned to Nausea, where one of your friends, Bloodsword, was captured by a woman and a dragon. However, you never found out why, because someone cast silence on the dragon.
One thinking time. One.
Because you don't know the motivation for his abduction, you've decided to chase him down across the world through the entire wilderness of Australia. You've found the cave that he resides in down here, however, have retreated or tactically withdrawn, we'll use, in order to collect more power and more information about the situation, leaving him to be tortured in the depths of a dragon's lair. To that end, you have gone southwards into the lava flows of Australia. Here, you encountered a individual by the name of Drake Crystalglow, a fae associated with Covet, who is famed for killing dragons in the Fae realms. You also met with a little fairy that may or may not be working with you, but has taken a liking to Twilight's Call.
Especially his hair.
Especially his hair. Last week, you came through and slew Drake Crystalglow astride of her phoenix, and that is where we pick up, as we are currently engaged in combat, and I need you guys to go ahead and it was going to be Kiki's turn.
Yeah.
And just as a retcon, because I did need to correct something I did incorrectly, and that is that Drake Crystalglow's body is here with all of her equipment.
Ew.
Only the soul got consumed. That was a mistake on my part. I misspoke last week, so just heads up on that.
I guess the only thing that's really looking dangerous to us right now are these little dragons. Do they look like they're going to turn around and run now that Crystal is
They don't appear
gone?
to be.
No. All right. All right. Well, then I guess we better take care of them. Kiki's going to move to here and strike twice.
Always strike twice. Oh, wow.
And you will critically strike. What a way to start the day.
I thought that was measured for. Maybe it's
Excellent.
not us against the dice today. You don't hear you.
So you will deal 14 damage on the first strike and 11 on the second as you slay this fire snake. It dies.
Hey.
All right. I got this one, guys. Anyone need help?
All right. Eowyn's going to look around and go, well, I thought that we were going to tame the phoenix, but I wanted to kill it because, well, it hurt me. So, no. Is there something I can kill? Can I kill the fairy? No.
Oh,
No, you can't kill the fairy. Spectre's friend.
Is Lauren?
Okay. I
Thanks
am
for the
going
sub, Covet.
to 30, and I'll go ahead and dash to here, but five. I'm just gonna stay right there in case that last fire snake, or not the last one because there's another one up there, but in case this one is to come this way.
Okay. Cool. After Islar, we go to Twilight's Call. I need to move the map so you guys can see the characters.
See, Spectra, we kept our promise. We eliminated Crystal, Drake, Drake Crystal Glow. See, we're here for you. But do you know where Phoebe went? She left, and I wasn't quite happy about that.
Well, I mean, probably the portal, and so that's probably where she went.
Is the portal here in the middle of the thing where the elemental came out of?
Well, kind of. It's beneath the lava.
Uh-oh.
Alright, we'll finish talking about this once we get rid of the last of these little fire snake things. And I will take.
Why does that sound like a threat?
But look, I'm not threatening anything. I'm just making sure that the bad guys are removed.
Oh, okay. Anything else you'd like to do, Mr. Twilight?
Shoot twice.
Okay. And which one are you shooting at?
This one here.
Very well. As you will deal a total of 43 damage and slay it. Excellent,
Inspector,
sir.
we're just going to make this area free from hostiles, and then we can talk and we can find out what we want to do now.
Yeah, okay. Ayla?
Okay, I'm gonna move to about there,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot this last one up here at the top
Okay.
with guiding bolt.
All right. And you will destroy it with the guiding bolt.
Yay!
Excellent. Cool. And we can go ahead and close the initiative tracker. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull it open and just keep it open. I'm going to remove everybody off the list, though. For reasons.
Hey
Can we
guys,
still see the? Can we still see the statues?
They are very far away. They're a good 1.5 2 miles away.
I come over and take a look at what Crystal Glow left behind.
Sure. As you stoop over Drake Crystal Glow's body, you feel a vibration under your feet.
Are these good vibrations?
No.
Feel the earth move under your feet.
but I hope the sky isn't tumbling down.
Thank you, Ayla.
My favorite artist from the 70s.
Yeah.
The vibrations are getting stronger.
I try to identify where that could possibly be coming from, like
Sure.
what caused it.
Roll your perception check.
12. Because
You don't know.
why not?
Would you like to roll a history check as a party?
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. So, Twilight, Islarin, Covet, Ayla, everybody except for Covet. You all remember something got turned and is only turned for 1 minute, and it's on its way back.
Oh,
Oh.
I remember him.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Yeah, not very nice.
Big guy, what big guy?
Let's get ourselves in position. The elemental.
You have 60 seconds starting now before he returns.
So we're going to continue on.
Yep, I want to check out what she's left behind.
Okay. So, Eowyn's going to run up as well. All right. So, she has on her, let me get that list. She has on her a staff, a cloak, a ring, and a sword. 4 items.
What kind of ring?
You don't have a way to identify it at the moment, because that would take a little bit of time unless you have the identify spell.
I have it as a ritual, but not a spell.
Okay, so that would take 10 minutes to cast.
Right. So might I suggest we just grab these and go?
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
We can sort them out later.
All right. So I
A
grab.
staff, a sword, a ring, and a cloak.
It was
Is that what you?
a staff, cloak, ring, and sword.
I guess we keep moving.
I grab them and move.
Okay. All right.
I assume we're going east.
So you guys can head off into those lava fields.
So are we going to need to go back and kill that elemental thing? As part of the Guardians into the Guardian?
She summoned it, so I have no idea.
Do we need to go and actually clean up the mess that she summoned?
Probably, but I don't know if I could close it.
Does any of her summons disappear now that she's no longer here?
That one certainly didn't.
No. And the fire dragons didn't disappear either.
And you said you could still see those statues off in the distance?
About 2 miles away, yeah.
Well, shouldn't we head back to the statues? Because I thought they were the ones that were blocking the gods, right?
Not the gods, the spirits, guardians,
Spirits, the
Guardians.
guardians.
Yeah.
The guardians.
the guardians of Australia.
Right.
World. Back then.
Wow. So let's identify these things real quick before we go anywhere. So I take 10 minutes to cast one identify ritual on, let's say, the staff first.
On the staff. All right. Sending this to you, covered.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so this is a staff of fire. You don't get damaged as much with fire. You still can with this staff, but you can still get hit by it. You can use it to cause damage, like burning hands and fireball and wall of fire, which is really cool. But you can gain some of that power back every day at dawn.
Why is Aowa bouncing like she's got ants in her pants, or absolutely more excited than what probably should be?
Because it's fire. So this is what we have.
So you want to give
And I didn't-
Eowyn the staff of fire?
I think it would probably make Eowyn very, very happy.
Okay.
Only if she behaves with Phoebe the next time we have an interaction.
Remember, Eowyn's
Oh.
guy.
Okay, so
There's one problem. It requires attunement by a druid, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
oh, that is true. I missed
Otherwise,
that
it's
completely.
great Maryland.
Do we have a druid?
Do I hear a druid?
Do we have a sorcerer?
I'll raise you a wizard.
A wizard.
And I'll see you with the warlock.
That's me. Okay. I guess.
Why do I have a disturbance in the forest with an understanding that Eowyn may take a level of sorcerer in the near future?
Yeah, I'll just kind of hold on to this for the moment. I'm not gonna attune to it or anything. I'm just gonna kind of hold on to it for a moment. So I do another 10 minutes, and I do the cloak as a ritual.
Okay, the cloak. Miss Covet. There you go.
Okay, guys, this is really, really, really cool. And if you don't have one, you should get one.
Come on down. $5.99, 16 payments.
So I already have one, so somebody else who is particularly squishy should probably have one too.
Me.
This is a cloak of protection.
Yes.
I think Ayla really is the squishiest one of all of us.
Really?
I am.
Is that possible?
Yes, that is possible. I'm used to being
mean-
squishy.
He's a cleric, but
How squishy is she?
when you poke her, she goes.
Oh, that's squishy.
I'm not going to touch that one with the 10-foot pole, just saying.
Either am I.
No, that's my mother.
I would like
Why are
to
you
know
red
that-
now?
Ew.
It doesn't take much when you talk about me. I want the cloak.
I give her the cloak at her.
Oh no!
I got it.
I did get contacted by Eowyn. Eowyn is under the weather today and is unable to participate. Will be back. Yeah, they have a sore throat and cannot speak well, so they are aware, and we hope them to feel better soon.
Yeah,
Take it
really.
tight.
I'm gonna leave Aowen alone. Let Aowen rest. All right. So I do another identify for the ring.
Bring up.
This is really cool. It's a ring of fire resistance.
That would have been great, but Phoebe ran away. I have to go track down Phoebe.
Who wants the ring of fire resistance?
I mean, if nobody else wants it, I'll take it. I would love to be resistant
Yeah.
to fire. These feathers,
Really?
when they burn, trust me, it doesn't take long.
Kind of gives off a chicken smell.
That was a foul joke, and you know it.
Jokes for the birds.
Oh,
This is my domain on bad jokes. Leave it alone.
Thanks, I'll be here all evening.
Be sure and tip your waitress. And try the
Oh,
fish.
you'll get a tip.
You tried the fish? What?
All right, and I cast identify on the last item, which is the sword. The
Yes,
sword.
ma'am. The sword?
The sword. I'm just saying, this is really cool. I'm gonna like this one. Who likes killing dragons?
Ooh, I like
Who can use a sword? Who can use a long sword? Anybody curious?
I mean, I'm proficient in any simple weapon, but I don't think I can do a longsword. I'm a very short guy.
I'm capable of using one. I traditionally do not, but I'm
capable
trained with
of
one.
using-
Well, would anybody be interested in a dragon slayer longsword?
I don't use a sword.
That's right. You use a sword of truth, which is a turkey leg.
Correct.
So, use it. The problem is that it requires strength, and I'm a little bit more on the dexterous side of the house.
Aowen, can you use this sort of thing? Are you cool like that?
Okay. Yeah, sure. I can use that. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll take that. And Covet,
Well,
you've
I'm
been
not giving
granted
it.
inspiration by
Oh, I have.
from Vakine.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm overloaded on attunement slots. Did somebody want the brooch of shielding? It will grant you. It'll help you with any kind of force damage, like give you a little bit of resistance there.
I'll take it.
Hey, I'm removing that from my sheet.
Brooch
Can you
of
link it for her?
shielding.
Brooch of shielding. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so the Dragon Slayer longsword went to Aowen, I guess.
Yep.
I will add it to their sheet.
I have the Staff of Fire, I guess. Yeah.
I think you're the only one that can use it.
Yeah, I think so too. Aowen, oh no. Ayla got the Cloak of Protection because she's squishy as fuck. And there was the ring. The Ring of Fire Resistance went to Kiki. Okay.
Yep. I don't want to be a fricassee.
Yeah.
No offense, Ayla. I know you like to cook birds.
Hey, I do. Not my friend birds.
I cook
That's
my friend
appreciated.
birds. My wife has chickens, so yes, I need to cook my friend birds.
So I'm going to take a few minutes and attune to this Staff of Fire.
Okay. Ring of
Oh.
fire.
Can we make this a short rest?
Yeah, you can.
I think we should.
Because Covet spent 40 minutes identifying these. You guys can all take a short rest.
Does that help us with the level of exhaustion?
It does not.
Oh, there's a Song of Rest. Let me play that.
I mostly wanted my key points back, to be honest.
Ayla, what's your armor class?
Gale,
No, what's your what number do you need to
Oh.
be hit?
I have an 18 now, which is a point higher than it was.
Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. I've got 18. 18's not bad.
I'm 15. Holy smoke.
Kiki's looking around for a cloak of displacement at some point, because that would be super cool.
as you sit here, identifying and resting in the lava fields of Australia. There is hot and sulfurous. Is there anything else you guys want to do during your short rest?
I'll probably ask Islaren if they want to spar a little bit. I like to, learn new weapons.
Yes, why not?
I'm going to watch and critique based on the instructions that I received at the College of Swords.
Okay. Can I get a performance check? It's pretty good at a 20. Very impressive. You must have
Good
learned well
job.
at that college.
Oh, what techniques are you trying to work on?
Sorry.
What technique are you trying to
Uh,
improve?
I would, my hand-to-hand combat, I think is pretty good, but I am learning, wanting to learn with different types of weapons. So if you have, I've never really seen a trident before. I know we practiced the other day. Would love to do a bit more practice there. Um, I maybe some with some more finessey type stuff. Like I don't know if you're good with fencing, but I could, use uh, riposte. I remember from my fencing class that might be a good thing for me to learn. Things like this.
I was never much good with fencing. Since we can swim in 3 dimensions, it was too easy to swim over one.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
love it. I love it.
I will
Do you have
and
inspiration for
Kiki.
that joke already?
Not yet.
Go ahead and take your inspiration for the excellent pun.
Physics teacher and me's going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hand Kiki my backup trident, and I'll I'll basically have you try and focus on attacking it while I like use my shield, kind of like sparring gloves type situation.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So let's go ahead and get you to roll an attack roll.
Um, but let me get a hold of this trident.
Kiki's working on getting that trident equipped. Cool. You're able to strike out with it. You won't hit Islaren, but you could have.
Bad.
How was that?
Well, you were certainly on target. Your aim is good. Uh, the the what I would like you to work on is the is exercising your core muscles so that your whole body is moving in sync, and your core is what gives you your power, so that when that strike hits, you can make sure that it hurts.
The follow throw. I gotcha.
Indeed.
Oh
What-
yeah, we were
and one-
working on core strength the other day. Yeah, I gotta work harder on that.
I can show you some of my exercises. Well, not all of them would work outside of the water, but I can show you some of them.
Swim to the left does not work on land.
It works even less well in lava.
Yeah, I don't think this ring would help me if I jump in the lava to try to go
No.
swimming.
No.
Yes,
You can fly to the
as
left
far
and fly to the right.
That listing.
far as the more um, technical aspects, such as the riposte, I fear I would not be the best teacher for that. Would perhaps refer you to Twilight.
Oh, Twilight, do you know how to do the repost?
I like cringes just yet again.
Oh, sorry. Does that upset you? What did I say? Do you not like to do reposting?
The art of the sword is a delicate dance. It is
Oh,
a
all right. Well, let's dance.
I also heard that it was a delicate dance. See, I'm reposting right now.
You can dance if you wanna.
and I will attempt to demonstrate the forms that I with a detailed performance.
Okay, let's roll another performance check, sir. That's pretty good. All right. As you guys practice your sword skills amongst the men, while Covet is doing these identifications, you spend 40 minutes here in the lava fields. After getting your rest and equipping your items and generally recovering from your combat, you have two choices. One, to go further south towards the location that you had determined to be your destination, or two, to retreat or go back towards the cave with Zageos. Or you can stay here. So, what's the plan?
Spectra, you said that there was a portal up underneath the lava. How deep was that?
Oh, about 40 feet?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to be able to survive that one.
Oh, well, I can. Can you let me go
She's
now?
a fire sprite. She's a fire sprite.
I want to go home. Can I go home now, Twilight?
You have been extremely helpful, and I greatly appreciate the assistance that you have given to us.
So that's a yes.
Yes, let her go
Um,
home.
One last question before we let you go. You worked for Drake. Do you have any idea why she wanted Covet dead?
Well, no, not really. I mean, maybe something about the jealousy in the court and how, she made her look bad that one time.
Oops.
Okay. Well, Vector, you've been a wonderful assistance to us. We greatly appreciate the contributions that you have made. And when you get over to the other side, if you see Phoebe, please let her know that we are coming to rescue her.
Oh, I won't talk to the Phoenix. No. No, 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 no. You can't make me. And she's going to try to leave.
I will let her.
and she will fly back towards where you last saw the Cinder Hulk and where the Phoenix dove into the lava. And after a couple moments, she will be out of sight. The camera, however, follows her. As it does so, she goes to the edge of the lava. She looks over her shoulder to make sure that she's not being watched by the party. A smile crawls across her face. Well, now that Drake's out of the way, I can take over. And Spectra goes down into the portal.
I should have eaten her.
However, because you did not see this, you feel free at the fact that you've done something good and released a fairy into the wild. Liberating her from the corrupting influence of Drake Crystal Glow. You've done a good deed, Twilight. For those who cannot see the webcams of Covet, she is very pissed at me right now.
Should have eaten the. Ugh.
0 days since last
Had
break. It's up.
Drake.
I need the little jalapeno one. That one.
The slightly spicy one.
Yeah.
The Takis of fairies.
I mean, seriously.
Like lumpia, is that what you do?
Lumpia? That is not a pepper.
I didn't say it was.
We can get one of those Asian purple peppers and put in some lumpia for you.
Hush you.
Made with chicken.
Or a Papa John's pickled pepper.
Say that 3 times fast.
I'm gonna
The Anti-Fate Eating Association will contact Spectre shortly. All right. So, now that you've released the fairy, what's next, Twilight?
Well, do we go back and eliminate the elemental, or do we keep going?
Hold on. So going through, because of Arcana being the way it is, I'm proficient in Arcana.
Yes.
Would I know if I could possibly close the portal?
Ooh, we can find out.
Okay. Anybody else proficient in Arcana that wants to help me?
I am.
Okay, good. Thanks. I'll roll it
I have
again.
a very base, rudimentary experience with it.
So with advantage, Covet. With a 26,
Yes.
Wow.
it's possible to close the portal, yes, from the other side.
Oh God.
But now that Phoebe and Spectra are on the other side, we have friends on the other side.
You've got friends on the other side. I do not own the rights to that song.
So there is something on the other side of the portal that is holding it open. You know that in order to disrupt the portal, you will need to go to where it burns in the Fey Realms in order to disrupt whatever is going on there to close these lava fields from expanding across first Australia and then eventually the entire width and breadth of Toivoa, turning Toivoa into a lava landscape.
Oh, that seems important.
Okay, how do we get to the other side then without killing ourselves? Literally.
That's up to you to figure out. That's not my place to tell you.
I know nothing. That was it. I used it up. That's it. That was my one day.
Well, maybe we
Jeez.
could find out more by continuing on to the caldera, like Leslie suggested.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a good
Okay.
idea.
Wait,
Only
for the
we
rest-
had
Oh,
an
that worked.
architect of all of these plans that we could question to figure out what was going on.
she's helping me become more powerful as she stomps on Twilight's foot.
You're gonna learn one day, Twilight.
No, I graduated from the school of the College of Swords.
God, it's good you're pretty. All right, so okay, so in timeline, just because out of characters, how long has it been since I last contacted Leslie?
It would have been about 9 hours.
Okay, all right, so I can't contact her again, not until the following day.
Correct.
So that being said, all right. We need to get there and we need to close it. Gotta figure out how.
Would the Guardians be able to assist?
Maybe the spirits. I just don't want to go near Sageos. He's
We will
scary
have to go to
AF.
Gaos in the somewhat near future.
Right, we wait till he leaves his lair and then we go in.
We're not going in.
Well, it's going to be hard to get Blood Sword out without going in. He's tied up.
The point is, we're not going in yet. We're not ready.
No, we have
Well,
to
I know
prolong this
that.
suffering even further.
Yep. Poor dude. Sorry. God. I'm awful. Okay.
Poor dude. Sorry.
Level of effort when I get captured and rescued.
Of course.
I was afraid.
Okay.
As one who was in fact captured and needed to be rescued, I personally wouldn't wish to prolong Bloodsword's plight any longer than necessary.
Agreed. But if we go in now, we're all dead.
No,
We were
I'm not speaking of.
specifically told-
I'm not speaking of now, but I am speaking of soon.
Oh, of course. It's never been not on my plan to not get him.
So
If
we're
that
just
makes
talking soon, but not soon soon.
Oh my gosh. It's confusing me. Okay.
I think it's a double negative, so that makes it a positive. So you are planning to go get Bloodsword.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
I want
how do we get past the elemental going back up there?
Fight it. Just no fire against him because obviously he's made of fire. That doesn't work.
So we're going now?
I mean, it's Lauren. Do you think you can just scare him off again?
I could. I simply. Well, what is our next objective? Are we going to continue on to attempt to make it to south, or
I think we're
or
going
are
to the
we turning
caldera.
around?
Yeah, I thought that's where we were going, was to the caldera.
Oh, that was the caldera.
I thought that was the caldera too.
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
As much as I enjoy changing my mind like the next individual, which way are we going?
Back,
Yeah,
I
right?
think. I mean,
The caldera.
you just were in the caldera.
Yeah, you guys are leaving the caldera.
We cleansed the caldera? We did not.
No, the portal's still there.
We've got to go back.
Okay.
Elemental.
But for what purpose do we have to go back?
We have to close that portal. Because if we don't, the lava's going to keep coming through.
But that's only from the other side.
The only way to close it is to go through, and I don't know that we know how to get through it without getting burned up.
So what's the point of going back until we have the knowledge of how to close it?
Unless we ask the elemental. I mean, maybe he'll help us.
Or, of course, if we could speak with our departed nemesis.
Oh, right.
Oh, what did I do?
Yeah.
I don't want. Oh, fine. Okay, so before I do this, because we all know that there are questions, there are a finite number of questions. There are 5 total. 5, not 3, not 6, 5.
The number of the questions be 5.
So 7?
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Countest thou not to 3 unless thou proceedest on to 5.
So
About
not
5 is right
4
out.
unless we're continuing on to 5.
Yes, 5 is good. 4 is we must proceedeth on to 5, and 6 is right out.
So 5 is the number of questions that you have.
5.
The number of thine question is 5.
For the record, I love this group so much because we all know it. Oh God.
5. The number of questions.
Brother
That's it,
Bingo.
well.
Okay. Okay, so what questions are we going to ask her? I know apparently I pissed her off in court. I made her look bad. I don't know how I did that.
Did you wear the same dress she did?
Oh shit, that'd be bad.
But I bet
Okay,
you wore it better.
We ought to seek to know first how to reverse what she has done with suppress the spirits.
The statues?
Yeah.
That's how to destroy those. Although maybe circumspect if we are so direct. We should come to understand how she makes her way between the planes.
How to mount the.
You mounted her. That was not the problem. The question was how to stay on her.
So how to establish a long-lasting relationship.
Excuse me?
With the meaning.
We should know who her accomplices may have been.
Do you really think she's going to tell us all this?
She's required to.
Ah,
She has to answer the questions. So we have to be very specific about our questions.
The Fae are known for operating through whichever trick of words they can.
I resemble that remark.
I do too.
Am I wrong?
No. I'm just saying I resemble it.
Shouldn't go perpetuating status quo.
Okay, fourth question. I'm not asking about Phoebe unless we have all the information we need.
You should be the first question.
9. Shake that.
Okay.
The questions now, it's how did you travel between the planes?
Well, we already know what the portal is. That
Yeah, but how did she do it without getting injured? Yeah, well.
She had resistance, but not fireproof, and that's 40 feet down. That's like a 4-story building.
Yeah.
She would have burned up anyway. Unless she well, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind.
I mean, I can do 40 feet in a second, or 6 seconds.
Well, the thing to keep in mind is we might be able to figure out how to get there, but remember, we can only close the portal from that side. So knowing how she travels or how she creates portals is what's going to be important, because once we get over there and we close the portal that's letting the fire in, we're going to have to figure out some way of getting back.
Why do we want to come back?
I mean,
Blood
I've never
story.
been there. I guess it would be fine.
I mean,
You guys
some of
live
us
there,
are not
right?
from the Fae. And this is home. So some of us may want to come back.
It would be nice to have the choice.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. Okay, so
If we're going theoretical here, if we all crossed over, couldn't you just banish them when we're over there? That would send them back to their natural plane.
doesn't that happen for only 10 minutes though?
No,
Let
it's
me check.
permanent if they're not native to the plane that they're being banished from. So you could, yeah, actually, you could banish us. We'd go back to our native plane. Yeah.
But you could never come back to the
Right.
wild though, correct?
I think you could come back. You just have to do it the long way. You don't pop back.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not actually casting this. I'm just putting this in there just for clarification reasons.
Okay.
It just says we go home, that you would go home and you don't return like the other one would be.
Yeah, unless the concentration is broken before the end of the full minute.
Right.
Okay.
So you could get us home. You could get us home if we go there, but I don't know if you would be able to come back. I don't know if you want to, but
I've made a lot of friends here, and I still have much to learn.
then maybe yeah.
Knowing how to create the passageways would be very important to know and understand.
I don't know that we really got a definitive of what our final requirement is from him before she'd allow us to go back.
Well, maybe we need to commune with her if at all possible.
Is she gonna be happy with you?
Is any god happy with me right now?
That's between you and the various ways you got going on.
Probably not. Well, I guess we better talk to MKL before we do anything.
That really was never my forte.
Well, it's obviously not mine now. I don't even know if I can talk to her. Him, her, Jim, them.
Them.
Okay. Guess we better try.
Remember, the gods are not bound by your sexual conventions.
Exactly.
I still want to be respectful.
Understood?
Yeah, that really didn't go my way the last time.
Yeah, we need to talk to him. It's not gonna end well for me. Ugh. All right. So, should we go off and pray?
But dude, just do it here.
Let's just. Can you give us just a few minutes so we can?
You don't want to participate?
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Eowyn's going to say, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
So as Lauren steps away, giving you privacy. As she does so, her aura of protection fades.
Yeah, I'm going to go talk with this Laura, and I'm going to find out a little bit more about her dietary requirements so that next time I make food for us, I meet her requirements as well.
Higher sodium content.
Sorry, checking something really quick.
All good. People are trying to figure out how they want to proceed.
As Ayla and Iki join me, I will up to a whisperer and ask, you think Covet's made her choice already?
Kind of seems so, but I don't know. I think we're just really going to have to wait and see what happens here.
Too, but I will proceed as if she has. I am a big fan of oysters,
Ooh.
and that I found that those that are served on the surface never have. Well, they nearly as much of the taste, but not quite.
Yeah, that makes sense. They would be much fresher and just have a more pleasing flavor, it seems to me, if they were from beneath the surface. I was going to ask, as seawater has a lot more potassium salt in it than um, sodium salt, would potassium salt added to your food be a little bit better for you?
Or there's that. I was not aware there was more than one type. That's
Yeah, there's a couple of types. In fact, there's actually some that's a blend of both of them. So maybe that would work better since seawater actually is a blend of both of those types of salt. That way it would taste saltier to you, but would not affect the taste buds so much of the others.
well, I would be eager to try it.
Yay. We'll give it a try next time I make breakfast or supper. I can only make one meal a day, so whatever presents itself, we'll give it a try. I never cooked
Whatever
seafood.
you
I may have to try this.
What did you traditionally eat on your island?
Birds, but not kiki birds. We eat all types of fowl. Um, and and we're blessed on our island in that we have so many different types of fowl, and you begin to understand the differences in the flavors, and you develop your recipes so that you can enhance those particular flavors. So I mean, I've just made chicken for y'all so far because that's what most of y'all are used to, but we may try some pheasant, maybe even some squab someday.
So
What?
while Twilight overhears portions of this conversation and gets slightly distracted, he will tell Covet that it might not be a good idea for her to converse with MKL, the goddess of death, especially since whatever she's got going on with Leslie may be in direct conflict with MKL. Not that I have any type of loyalties or obligations, but I do understand my current press into service and trying to get through this so that we can what we want to on the other side.
That's fair. I don't want to talk to MKL anyway, because, well, frankly, I don't want to get smoked. Smited? Smith.
And quite honestly, if the realms bleed over, I don't know that that's a detriment to MKL because that leads to additional death, which then gives her more souls. However, your activities would potentially prevent her access to certain things, which I don't know would go over very well.
Again, you talk to him, and not me.
I don't think it warrants this particular situation. At least my particular relationship with MKL is leave well enough alone until my job is complete and she can release me from my service.
All right. So if we don't do this, then which way do we go?
We started this track to talk with the spirits.
Oh,
Evidently, you said that you had a gift or something for them that would allow you to ask a question because we got pulled out of the cave.
all right. Well, let's finish asking our questions, figuring out which questions we want to ask, and then go from
Drake.
From Drake.
So first one is, where is Phoebe?
Oh.
You know where Phoebe is. She's in the Fey realm.
I'm talking about the location in the Fey realm so that when I can go
Where it burns?
Where it burns.
defeated sigh.
Okay. So we're not going to talk to MKL because, frankly, I don't want to die. So, let's finish figuring out these questions. To destroy the statues that suppress the spirits. How does she travel between planes? How did she create the portal? And who are her accomplices? Is there anything else? Any offhanded questions, possibly?
Well, this may not be an offhanded question, but I know we're asking about destroying the statues, but will that end are we sure that that ends the lava flow into this plane? Because isn't that's the bigger issue, right? We don't want the entire all of Toivoa to become just a big lava field. That would be
Correct.
bad.
And
Yes.
will destroying the statues return the guardians to power?
The spirit's power.
Yeah.
Because they're two totally different things.
Well, I thought it was suppressing guardians.
No, it's suppressing spirits.
Okay, so will destroying the statues restore their power? Or restore them to what they were? Because I have a feeling we're going to need the help of every spirit we can get a hold to.
Agreed.
You already earned the favor of one that may be dangerous to attempt to earn the favor of, and so
But I don't remember him
that leaves
stating that
Shalon.
his powers were restricted.
Correct. There's one. It is Shalon who is the most depressed at this point. And perhaps not coincidentally, we're nearest to where she was last seen.
Agreed.
Well, we can always hit the elemental on the way back. So continue south.
Agreed. We need to. Should we go ahead and try asking some of these questions?
Yeah. Do we have all 5? Yes,
have
we should
3.
leave a slot open in case one
Yeah.
of the questions needs a second question.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're ready for this, then I'm going to go ahead and
Children, take the.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Speak with the Dead through for the pin where I can use her soul.
Does it
Once I
hurt?
blow, once I blow the soul into Kashana's pin.
Okay. All right. So as you blow the soul into Kashana's pin, you're able to look at it, and in the reflection of the black pearl there, you see Drake Crystal Glow's face come towards the surface. You can cast Speak with Dead to interrogate this soul, releasing it from the pin.
How do we destroy the statues that suppress the spirits on this plane?
Here. Why would I tell you? Why would I tell my rival how to stop my ultimate victory? I worked hard for this. You're not going to find out from me.
Whisper to Covet. You can ask the questions in a way that gets her to gloat.
Or if you disguise yourself where she doesn't recognize you.
Or say, well, I didn't think you knew how you did it. You probably did it on accident.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's great.
I have a disguise kit. Can I try and alter her appearance?
You certainly can try. Roll a deception check. If she lets you. Are you going to let your husband use makeup and other disguise tricks on you, Covet? Would you let him touch your cosmetics bag?
And your hair.
And your hair.
Hair is always stunning. Yeah.
I mean, this is the man who was going to put exfoliant on his hair.
Never mind. I pull up my gnome face mustache. Turn it where she can't see me, and put the gnome face mustache on.
Okay. You put on the gnome face mustache. You take on the appearance of a red. The fun part is Kiki's player was there when these were originally created by the original character and player. So, Covet takes on the appearance of a gnome. Just the face of a gnome. Orange hair, little micro beard, curly mustache, bright green eyes, cheerful and jolly, conniving and shrewd, up to no good. What would you like to do next, Covet?
How do you destroy the statues that suppress the spirit?
Amazing.
Damn it, that was really good.
That was good.
That was really good. If anyone's in contact with Chase, please tell him this is going on. Okay. So the answer that comes back is you would need to collect the shards of the baneful Ashwood spire. I shattered it and sent the 6 pieces throughout Toivoa. You'd have to find them, collect them, and drive the staff through the portal. Only from the other side can you use the staff then to close it.
Okay, GM, that was in regards to the statues, not the portal. Did you understand me correctly?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Okay.
Yep, that's to destroy the statues. You have to close the portal.
Yeah, so we got to find the 6 pieces
of the baneful Ashwood spire, and I will put that in chat for you here.
So we need to find those 6 pieces, and this is not a question. This is just confirming what you did say, GM.
Very well.
This is to collect the shards, the 6 pieces, put them drive them into the staff. Is that what she said? Sorry, you broke up.
What she said was that she has destroyed the staff itself. She sent the 6 shards to different places around Toivoa in order to prevent this from being repaired. Once you collect them together and reassemble the staff, you then drive it through the portal, and once you're on the other side, you can then cast a spell that you would activate the staff, essentially, to shut down the portal and destroy the statues, restoring the power to the spirits of Toivoa. Of Australia, I should say.
Okay.
How did you create the portal?
Okay, sorry, that has to be Covet's voice from now on. That's just amazing.
That has to be Covet's voice from now on.
Also, if you don't have inspiration, please take mine.
She has
it.
I
Exactly.
got it. Thank you.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying that doing this without laughing is hard.
The spirit responds. The spirit of Drake Crystal Glow responds. I use the staff, corrupted from an ancient Ashwood elemental. Found where it burns, we tore open the portal and established dominance over the spirits. It absorbed their intellect Now we collect the spirits of Jatikam, Kashana, and Shalon and bind their powers to not function in this space. There is one left that we have been unable to bind, and he is troublesome.
Who were all your accomplices?
The Ashwood Elemental, for one. Spectra was another.
Oh, interesting.
Felena the
Covetous.
Phoenix was a third.
No Phoebe for
Phoebe.
you.
Yeah.
And the Great Dragon Sagaeos.
Not surprising.
Really?
Shocker.
They're trying to figure out the next question, guys. They have not gone silent. They're typing, trying to figure out what they want to ask next. So, because they don't want to ask the question live, because they know I'll bust them and make them burn the question. So they're discussing in chat so that I don't be a stickler for the rules. So, right now, because you guys cannot see the webcams, they're currently doing this. Yeah. So there's lots of options. And you guys can see the chat there in the recording. It's just they are currently avoiding doing any active questions because they're doing their charades. Okay. Inspiration has been granted to Islarin, but I believe they already have it. So I'm going to go ahead and refund that one if that's okay. So just going to go ahead and refund that one to you. All good there. No, you're fine, Daisy Plume. You're absolutely fine. They're discussing, as you can see the chat scrolling very quickly right now. They're trying to figure out what questions they want to ask without prompting GM Eric for an answer. Because they have one question left of Drake Crystal Glow before the soul departs and visits its next habitation. Everyone's having a good Saturday morning. It's a wonderful day. until they use the pin, the soul is essentially contained within the pin, very similar to a soul cage. So, Kishana's pin is acting like a multiple soul cage. So, yeah, it allows it to be a not necessarily permanent, but permanent until consumed.
Okay, final question. What relationship did you have with Raffinus and Shantara Grove?
Raffinus showed me the Ashwood Elemental in order to open this at the request of Sageos. But we're not allies.
That is 5.
That is 5. And as the soul leaves the pin, it heads westward. Just for a moment, you see the little wisp come out of the pin and go west very quickly.
Do I recognize which way that goes? Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
With an insight
All
check,
right.
let's make sure that you know which way that goes. Insight
Can I
check.
assist? Or can I see
Yeah.
it? I don't even know if I can see it.
Yeah.
You
Cool
can
with
assist.
While they're doing that, I want to use
All
the
right, I will
Wayfinder
assist.
ability and look in that direction.
Okay. Cool.
Exit ground.
Sure.
Wow.
With a 14 insight, it's headed towards Nausea.
Oh. No.
Because when you're done with it.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
Yep,
Oh,
I know.
got it.
Wow. Okay. I just wanted to confirm. All right. Oh.
I'm curious what you believe you know, but I'm not going to pry. So we'll see what you believe you know later. So, what's next
right.
now that you've interrogated Drake Crystal Glow?
Well, I think that we probably need to continue heading south, but find those shards.
Anybody have like a locate item or item location spell or anything along this line?
Eowyn does not. At least not currently.
Do not. Ayla, do you have one? Or at least not currently.
No, not currently. I don't.
Larynx.
Sorry.
We can fix that tomorrow.
Like a teenager. Damn. I love the fact that you think that's funny because I know you've mouthed off that way to her before.
I love you, Mama.
She's distracted.
Grin.
Sorry, I'm talking with your younger brother.
All right. So what's next? You headed southwards through the lava fields?
I think so. For now. What do you think,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
And so we have a means of trying to figure out how to find these shards. We don't have a way to locate them or a way to detect them, do we?
Not at the moment.
Although I think we may now have a lead.
For sure. This is our first one. First solid one, at least.
I mean, it's starting to come together. At least we're starting to figure out what's working here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know a lot more now than we did before.
Agreed.
Okay, GM, quick question about the Kashana's pin.
Yep.
When I blow the soul into the pin and the questions are asked and it goes away, is that like completely used up? It is no longer in the pin, correct?
Correct. Yep. It went somewhere else.
Okay. Cool. I just want to verify before I did anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's about now that you feel a surge of, that kind of felt nice.
Lovely. How much this time?
A little bit. You're going to recover. Let's see how many hit points she has.
Can they count as 10 hit points?
No. Are you fully healed right now?
I am. Because of the...
It just feels good.
A little warm and fuzzy, huh?
Warm and fuzzy. Or in this case, I suppose it would be cool and refreshing.
There you go.
You're welcome. And she just keeps tracking.
Okay.
So we keep on our way.
What do you guys think? Yes?
No response.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we see what answers we can find at the lighthouse, and after that, I suppose, is when we turn back to confront Zagaeos.
Yep, we lost Kiki.
He's still there.
Yeah, he's out of Discord though. He'll be back in a moment, I'm sure.
Whoops.
This is when we talk about Kiki and how blue jays are some of the smartest birds.
But don't mess with their nest. They dive bomb you. Oh, that hurts. Don't ask. Don't ask.
I want to know how that small little frame can whop a walloping punch with the strength that he does.
He learned from the
Whatever you
Peregrine
do.
Falcon. Go ahead, Dinsler.
I was going to say, whatever you do, never throw a blue jay a hanging slider, especially if it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wow.
Well
I
done.
like that. I like
Well
that.
done.
That was painful.
That was Twilight worthy. I mean, really.
I have a level of standard of excellence that I have to maintain over here.
So everybody does better?
The trick is, I have no standards for my puns. I will make whatever, I believe in quantity over quality. If you make enough puns, eventually some of them have to be good by default.
You have
That is
learned well,
correct.
young grasshopper. I
That
guess
is
in your
correct.
case, young minnow.
Yeah, we call it the photographer's paradox. The
Minnow.
yeah, the
Small
photographer's
fish.
paradox is where you take so many pictures
Small
that you're going to
fish.
get a good one.
Guppy.
A guppy?
Like guppy. And then you hear
What?
Flounder say, I'm not a guppy.
That's okay. If I'm not mistaken, Kiki, your people are taught to fight from a very early age, so you can develop that strength. Isn't that true?
Absolutely true. Yeah. I mean, when you're tiny, you kind of have to learn to fight when you from the very get go. Fast.
That lawn gnome should know that.
Yeah. You got to be fast. You got to strike hard.
That's right.
All right, so we going south.
Move south.
Go south, young man.
All right. So you
Person.
guys head south out into the lava fields.
Thank you, Horatio.
Sounds like a vacation to me.
As you leave that elemental giant at the portal, you
We'll deal with
guys
him later. There's no problems with that.
I can't come back to bite us.
procrastination. All right. So
They will meet next week.
Cancel.
you guys can travel for the rest of the day, plodding along, skipping your way, jumping over little lava rivulets, and staying close to the safe path southwards.
Okay. Well, the fields maybe lava.
And the paw.
But do you want any shrubbery?
They'll
Neat.
burn up here in the lava fields.
Not if we get fire bloom.
You have to get shrubbery from Tim the Shrubber.
Who's Tim?
That's a good question.
Tim?
Tim doesn't exist.
That was fun. Who's Tim?
One on each side.
All right. So, you guys head south. The sun will get low and you guys will begin getting tired. Would you guys like
It's
to
amazing
rest
how
somewhere?
tired I am.
Got one job on this ship, huh?
So,
Can we go into the mansion? Because that maybe we can get rid of this exhaustion because it's hot out here.
Yeah.
It is hot out here, and fortunately, we have all the charges of the mansion, so we can go ahead and burn one.
Good.
It's getting hot out here. Let's go in the mansion.
That's not how that song goes.
I know. I'm making it G-worthy. And I don't mean OG.
You're wanting to work on your beer Friday. Okay.
I'm delirious. I'm hot. Let's get inside the mansion.
Okay. Cool. So you guys can go inside the mansion. Excellent. Awesome. Once you come inside, it's nice. It's cool and refreshing. It almost feels cold in here by comparison. You guys see comfy chairs, etc. However, Twilight, what is the theming of the mansion today?
Something along the lines of a Roman saltwater bath.
Okay. Cool.
Exfoliants and lava rocks.
exfoliants, and lava rocks. Excellent. Because apparently Twilight wants to wash his hair.
Exactly.
I'm glad that y'all can appreciate that.
Twilight, I've only got feathers, so I'm not really sure how to take care of hair. Are you going to exfoliate your hair now?
I want to watch.
That's how you kill multiple birds with one stone.
You exfoliate the hair.
Like crying over here. Great.
That's one that you're never going to live down, just saying.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm milking it for all it's worth.
Uh-huh.
Just saying, kids, please do not exfoliate your hair. Do not. This is not medical advice. Just don't do it.
Or if you do, take pictures because we want to see.
For science.
Oh, the documentation. We have to have all the documentation. Don't do it.
Why are you experimenting on little bluebirds?
Kiki.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do? You just going to go and sleep, or what's the plan?
I'm going to go in and have a meal. I don't know who wants to join me, but I think, Ayla, aren't you in charge of the kitchens here?
Not really. I just have a conversation with them, make suggestions, because I can't actually cook but once a day. But nonetheless, maybe it's Lauren could bring her oysters and they could cook them for her, because
Wait,
I've
why
never
can't
cooked
you
oysters.
cook more than once a day?
Because it's the ritual of refreshment, and I can only do it once a day.
Well, for the ritual of refreshment, yes, but can you still cook?
Oh, I can cook. I just don't want to cook her oysters and ruin them.
Oh, okay.
So it's Lauren could talk to some of the cooks downstairs, and maybe they know how to cook them.
Well, like since she doesn't know how to cook oysters, maybe she doesn't know how to open them.
Shock them?
You have to open them?
Yeah, you can't eat the shell.
Really? I didn't know that.
Didn't you grow up on an island?
Yeah, but we don't eat seafood.
You see, Lauren go.
Ironically, they're on that seafood diet, so where they see food and they eat it.
And we have lots of food walking around on the island, so
Well,
why go
what would it
looking
be?
for it underwater? Yeah,
Ayla, can you help me with the Elvish while we eat?
sure. Why don't you try ordering your meal in Elvish? That would be a really good exercise.
It's gonna be
Lauren, are
good.
you going to cook your oysters?
Will
I'm gonna need
Twilight
you
go hungry? Will Twilight go hungry tonight or not? Will he be
He did
eating
really well
good?
last week.
Will he eat well, or will it be rations for Twilight's call?
Wow.
Wow.
Twilight's call will eat really well today.
Good, good, good. He's doing quite well with his Elvish.
How many is that, Twilight?
That's number 6.
Okay, so one more.
Sweet.
He is doing very well with his Elvish.
Cool. All right. So as you guys enjoy your dinner, you get refreshed, rejuvenated. Yes, ma'am?
After we eat, and before we sleep, I definitely want to go off and talk to Leslie just a bit.
Okay, but you haven't taken another long rest yet.
Oh, I have to take that long rest first, don't I? Okay,
Yes,
cool.
ma'am.
Yeah, you can talk to her in the morning.
Hmm?
Okay.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and go to sleep. Before you hit the long rest button,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Covet, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm assuming that we're all close together, right?
Do you sleep within 10 feet of Islarin?
In the mansion? I don't know how this thing's set up. Probably not? Okay, never mind.
Definitely not.
Okay. So wisdom saving throw?
It's a wisdom saving throw, please. With a 25,
Whoa.
Covet, you wake up. And as you do so, you look around the room and you see Absinthe sitting right next to the edge of the bed, looking at you innocently. He wants a honey cube. He's cat hugging you by putting his head against you.
Not enough for dinner, huh? So she scratches him under the chin and gives him because she always tries to have a bowl of sugar cubes in the room, hidden. She opens the drawer, only to find that all the sugar cubes are missing.
Indeed.
So she goes to her pot and grabs the jar of melted honey because it's been so hot.
Yep.
And
As you look at the jar of melted honey, there's no honey in it. Instead, it is filled with eyes. And the eyes are looking at you. You hold the jar up, and you get a sensation you are being watched.
Apparently.
You look around for Absinthe. He's not there right now. The door to the room is gone. You're trapped. There's no way out of this room, Covet.
any windows?
Nope. No windows in
Ceiling?
this. There is a ceiling. And as you look up at it, there are bats. Thousands of them with beady little red eyes looking down at you, ready to pounce.
What kind of bats are they? Can I tell?
You can roll your nature check.
Please don't do me dirty.
These are Tasmanian flying foxes.
Actually, I know what those are. Oh, I have a bat thing. I like bats.
These flying foxes are ready to fly down and attack you. You hold that jar of eyeballs in your hand, and it begins to squirm. You look around. The floor is slowly filling with blood.
Yuck.
Do I get hungry?
Yes. You look up at the bats. There's something between you and them that is a bit of a connection. You understand them. You understand what drives them, a primal need to consume. As the blood flows up to your feet, the eyes look up at you expectantly in the jar that it rests in your hand. And within
I
them,
take them.
I'm sorry?
Continue. Sorry. And in them, see what?
Inside the jar, you see two small eyes peeking in from behind the larger ones. Absinthe's eyes, black and shining, watching your reaction to this visual.
That being said, she steels herself, opens the jar.
As you open the jar, the eyes rotate to look up at the person who is now looking down into the jar.
She pours out some of the eyes into her hand.
Okay. As you do so, they fall into your hand like small balls of jelly. Plop, plop, plop. Wet and warm.
And she's like, "Who are you?"
The eyes look up at you, and because you rolled so well on your wisdom saving throw, you look into the jar for just a moment, and Absinthe's eyes close. And you wake up in a cold sweat. Back in your room, in the magnificent mansion. Roll a perception check, please.
I'm so scared to roll this because every time I've done it, it's been awful.
Sure.
Sure. 20 for the first time.
With a 27, you watch as Absinthe quickly retreats into your backpack, trailing wisps of black smoke. His tail whip-snaps into the backpack and closes the lid. He believes he didn't get spotted.
She thinks to herself, "Why, that slimy little punk." Then
The top of the backpack opens and he rolls out like he just woke up. Just lays around and goes.
she walks over. She scratches him under the chin and scratches him down all of his favorite places, down down his back, down the in between
Back leg
his,
starts kicking.
Starts, in between his hips and all the way down his tail. She scratches right between his eyes, which are his favorite place. And then she's like, "Oh, your eyes. They're so lovely. Such a beautiful shade of green to go along with your beautiful scales."
He looks up at you and blinks. And for a second, on one of the blinks, you did see completely black eyes instead of the green.
At this point, she looks at him. Says, "Little guy, we tell each other everything, right?"
He cocks his head sideways.
She sits back on her heels and she's like, "Good, I thought so." She has to think on this a little more before she acts.
Okay.
but she knows she's being watched. She thinks she knows by who, but wants to play it carefully so as not to put another target on her back.
Okay.
She gives him another honey cube, or at least
A massive honey.
a little bit of honey. Like she tears it off because it's cool enough here. She like pulls it off, like where it's like stringy. She puts him in there. She gives it to him, and while
Okay.
he's in her hand.
Sure.
And at that point, she takes his little wings that are in the in his little armor that he wears,
Yep.
and clasps them together so he can't fly. Because flying in this heat is terrible.
He's not comfortable with that. But he doesn't protest too much. After all, he's eating honey right now.
She makes him a little spot that's a little bit nicer in her pack. A place where he's easily able to sleep. And puts him in, lets him get comfortable, and closes her pack.
Okay.
With that, she goes to Twilight, and she wakes him by putting her hand over his mouth and goes shh. And she motions to the door.
I follow.
She closes the door and leads him down the hall, making sure that Absinthe does not follow.
Okay.
And she goes to have a word with Twilight about her dream.
All right.
Has Absinthe followed?
No.
She looks at Twilight and she says, I saw what you've been seeing with Absinthe. My dreams are becoming more terrifying.
Are they dreams?
We lost them for a moment. There they are, I think.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
Are they still dreams?
Are they dreams?
I don't think so. Or at least in a dream realm.
My question is how far do you want it?
I want my dragon back.
Do you hold him in such a way until such time for him?
Thing is I don't know if we can.
I have something that was meant for another. Do we use it on Absinthe rarely?
What is it?
And I will display this.
Wolotext.
The iron
Ooh.
flask that I got from the librarian. It was meant for Milfred, who we let out of the mansion.
For those who didn't see it, that is an iron flask, is the item that they have.
My biggest fear is that Absinthe is going to try to take over whatever this is that's possessing him. He's going to try to take over me.
Do we house him temporarily in the iron flask until you know that you can free him of whatever's holding him?
What does that mean for Milfred? Don't we have to find him too?
Milfred's out there, and there's not a timeline associated with his return. We're talking about somebody who's close to my wife, who has an appetite.
Bigger than mine, it looks like.
Which we still need to talk about that.
I'm working on it.
So, you've come to me with a problem. I've presented a potential temporary solution until we have a long-term fix. Choice for you is whether or not we want to go down this road.
Based on everything that she knows, everything that she's seen, things that people have told her about this situation, gives Absinthe power, this dark power that he has, that he's being influenced by. Is he getting stronger? Could it be possible that he could overtake me?
Roll an insight check.
I have no fucking clue.
Maybe. We'll let it be that the doubt is there.
I wouldn't offer this up if I wasn't worried about the situation.
On a personal note, this is like giving up an animal. Okay, like a real animal, real life. Oh god. If it is done, I can't be there to see it.
You want me to wrestle with your pseudo dragon without you in there?
He thinks you're cute, right? I'll be there.
And what happens if he makes the save? And he'll know.
For puns, my love.
Oh, quite literally, the dragon will be out of the bag.
And I know what you mean, but with a punch. All right. Let's go. And it just absolutely breaks her heart.
All right. So you guys walk back into the bedroom where the unsuspecting pseudo dragon in a backpack is quietly and calmly sleeping, oblivious to your intentions.
She nods at Twilight and signals to pull out the The flask.
So I will use the command word associated with the flask. I look inside the backpack, sleeping at.
He looks so innocent, so harmless, sleeping calmly. His little forked tongue sneaks out between his snores. His little purring. You still there? Oh, looks like they are having a hiccup again. One moment, guys. As we have left them dealing with the...
There they are.
There they are.
Sorry, we're back.
So, as you sit there looking at the small pet in the backpack, comfortably oblivious to your intentions, Twilight's Call, he looks so cute. His little forked tongue whipping out. Will you imprison this tiny, oh so innocent looking pseudo dragon in an extraplanar prison for all time or until you choose to release him?
Yes, I do.
All right. Here's where I, as a GM, get to be a little cold. Covet. It's your familiar. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for your pseudo dragon. Here's the character sheet for the dragon.
Can't get to it.
You can't get to it? Very well. Then just roll a d20 because I have a +1 for absence wisdom saving throw. The DC is a 17. As he resists as best he can, the little pseudo dragon is pulled towards the flask, inexorably going in tail first. As he is awoken from his slumber, he whips in there tail first, writhing and squiggling. His claws grab at the opening of it. His head pulls out, and he looks up at the two of you, disappointed at the betrayal as he is sucked into the flask, and the lid shuts.
I hold the iron flask out to Covet to see if she wants to hang on to for safekeeping and protection.
You see her with tears coming down her face, and she takes it gingerly and puts it in her backpack, wrapping it carefully in all sorts of, in her bedroll, whatever she can to make sure it doesn't break. She hold on, I'm checking something real quick. She takes a little bit of the beeswax that she's got, the what little she's got, and takes a candle that's in the room and heats it somehow and pours the wax over the top of the bottle to make sure it's sealed and won't open.
Okay.
And she also takes his little hammock and wraps it around it. Just everything she possibly can do to protect the bottle itself.
Okay. Cool.
And she gingerly puts it back in her backpack and she's on her knees and everything, and she just falls apart. She cries.
Meanwhile, the camera slides out of this mournful scene down the hall to find Ayla Taylor waking up for breakfast. What are you doing for breakfast today, Ayla?
We're having pheasant and waffles.
Okay.
Fried pheasant and waffles. That old chestnut.
Pheasant and waffles. Is it fried pheasant and waffles?
Of course. Is there
Okay.
any other way to have it with waffles?
All right. So, as you guys have your mournful moment, you can smell delicious food down the hall. Are you okay, Covet? No? Okay. I hope you will be eventually. So, Islarin, you wake up. Kiki, you also wake up.
Ron will wake up, wash some ink off her face as she fell asleep while staying up late writing, and her head landed on her papers.
Okay. Kiki?
Kiki's just he's gonna smell the pheasant and waffles. And not, having never smelled pheasant and waffles before, he's gonna make his way to the kitchen. Hey, Ayla, what are you cooking?
Pheasant and waffles, and it's the best pheasant. It's ringtail.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I've never met a pheasant before.
They're kind of haughty birds, but they taste really good.
I think I should feel bad about this, but I don't know. It kind of smells good. I'll have some.
Good, good. There's plenty for everyone.
As
Did I
the
just hear that a small bird was eating a smaller bird?
yeah,
I mean, it's the
pretty
pecking order.
normal.
What can I tell you?
It's the pecking order, yes.
Order.
Yeah, not wrong.
But I think a pheasant's bigger than a blue jay.
Significantly. However, he's Eric Okra Blue Jay, so he's technically larger than a pheasant.
Yes.
All right. So, you guys enjoy breakfast. Twilight, Covet, will you all both come out for breakfast as Eowyn walks past, strapping on his armor?
Twilight does. I think Covet needs a moment.
She'll come, but she just kind of grabs a bit of toast and sits at the end of the table and just doesn't talk to anybody.
Um, uh, Covet, what's wrong? Did you not sleep well?
You could say that. We hopefully nullified a threat, and she pulls out of her pocket the jar of honey that had melted and says, "I don't think we're going to need this for a while."
Oh, Covet, I mean,
Oh.
you think that? Oh, all right. Well, I don't know how to help. Uh, i- is the dragon gone?
In a safe place for now, until we can figure out how to separate him from whatever dark force has got him. So
Oh, so you saw that? Yeah, I think Kiki noticed that before, right? Last time.
Yes.
We all did. We all did.
Yeah. I thought
Everybody saw it with me. Everybody saw it with me, but
Oh, Covet, I know you guys were close. Well, close. I'm sure he's fine. But yeah, we had seen that. I'm glad you dealt with it. I know that was hard.
I'm just hoping that we can figure a way to separate the two.
Of course we can. Yeah, there's dark, there's light. Master Ope has definitely taught us about that in the past. You can separate these. It's just a temporary thing. I'm sure of it.
I hope so. I've had him since he was in an egg, so yeah. It's not easy.
Well, Covet, I noticed that you're not eating a lot, so I'm going to wrap some stuff up and you can slip it inside your bag. And when you feel like eating, there it is. But in the meantime, I will be praying to my God, to Dignus, who is the God of happiness, and perhaps he can commune with other gods and find an answer for our dilemma with your poor little dragon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I am still incredibly distracted by this other working ability that I'm starting to play with some materials that I've got.
Sure. What are you crafting?
I'm going to be combining a few of the things, but primarily I'm going to be working with the, where'd it go? The cloaker hide.
Okay. Cool. So, let's go ahead and get you to roll your sleight of hand check with an additional proficiency because you are now proficient in leatherworking tools. And you did that using the Shadar Kai talent, right?
Yes. The trance portion of the racial.
Okay.
Said, alright, there it is. I will be looking for guidance for this one.
Okay. So with guidance, you got a 13. What did we say was the DC on that one? I'm showing it as a 16. So you did not successfully craft it, but you did not ruin your materials.
I'll have to try again.
Correct. Yeah, you didn't fail by more than 5.
No, that was a very poor performance on my part. I maybe needed some performance enhancement to make that a little bit better next time around.
Maybe so. Cool. All right. Well, everyone should have gotten their long rest. Yes, ma'am.
I definitely want to talk to Leslie.
Okay. Sure. So you're going to try to reach out to Leslie. I need to go and read something real quick here because... yeah, okay, we can go ahead and do that. So as you go to commune with your patron, you feel a almost relief as she responds. Hello. Good morning.
I wish I could say the same.
You don't look like you slept well.
Well, when you have a little dragon that replaces honey with eyeballs in the honey jar and and bats overhead, and the room's beginning to fill with blood in your dream. Yeah. And you wake up and you're like, maybe that's not such a dream. You realize that your dragon is completely possessed by Zokaroth. Yeah. You take your.
I must
And
have
you,
missed something. Seems like a
yeah.
lot's happened since we last spoke.
Oh, yeah. They're taking the name of the flask, the iron flask, and imprisoning my little pseudo dragon absinthe in this flask. Yeah.
Well,
Not a good day so far. Not a good
I'm
night.
sorry to hear that. At least they're safe.
Are they?
Well, I've kept things in iron flasks before, and even after a very long time, they come out none the worse for wear. They don't age. There's no ill effects to it. Of course, there's the betrayal feeling of being placed in a prison, but they eventually get over it in most cases. The question becomes, what are you going to do for a new familiar? And I think I might have an answer for that.
Oh.
Well, you see, as your patron, I feel responsible that you have at least a little bit of help. So, why don't we loan you a familiar? If you're willing to accept it, I'd like to send a little helper of mine.
Trying to keep an eye on me?
Well, that would be bonus, but more of, you do need the help, and familiars do so much work.
At least they should. Yeah. All right. Just on loan, though.
Very well.
I want to fix. I want to get better, separated from Zograth if at all possible.
Very well. The next time you cast the Find Familiar spell that you learned, you'll be able to summon my little friend. And take anything he says with a grain of salt. After all, he's kind of old and a little crotchety. But he does serve, even if he questions once. He's learned not to question twice.
What kind of familiar is he?
Why don't you find out? It's fun to have a surprise, don't you think?
I'm kind of over surprises at the moment.
Very well.
Sort of surprised out.
You'll find Egrul. I have to say that right. Egrul is a raven of sorts. He might have been alive at one point, but not so much anymore. You see, he kind of had a tendency of running into windows, and after breaking his neck more than once, I had to bring him back with the help of a friend of mine. Now, because of all those impacts, he's got a bare head, just a skull on a raven's body now. But useful, quite talented, and the perfect channeling medium for you.
Does he require any sustenance of any form? I want to make sure that he's got his favorite foods.
Oh, you care too much for them. They're menial slaves. They don't have a real desire for anything other than to serve and to do what we want them to.
That
Egg
doesn't mean I
roll?
can't treat them with respect.
Oh, respect? Come now, Covet. You're better. Trust me, Eggroll will serve as he has always done. If you want to treat him with respect, that's fine. But don't let him domineer the situation. After all, he's your servant and mine. He's just there to help. If you want to give him a treat, I suppose giving him something shiny, nothing valuable, mind you. We don't want him to get a big head.
Fair enough.
A piece of tinsel, a scraping of mica, something to distract his eyes. That's all he needs.
So something much like a raven.
Very much so. Bits and bobs. It's what makes his life complete. We don't have to understand it. We just have to embrace the fact that the ravens are some of the most intelligent of familiars. After all, they've learned to speak.
Speaking's good.
To a
Times.
degree, I've had to deal with familiars in the past that spoke too much. I've also had to deal with people who have spoken too much. Quite recently, in fact. And she's looking at something off to the side. And she gets a little bit of a grin. But enough about that.
Did you enjoy your snack yesterday?
Oh, that was delightful.
Did you learn
She
anything
looks
from it?
she looks off into the distance again, off to the side. I'm in the process of it.
Try to find out why she wanted me dead.
I can do that. Tomorrow, then?
Tomorrow. Thank you.
Of
I appreciate it.
course, Covet. And do tell those friends of yours that they're doing such a wonderful job supporting you and assisting you with your personal growth.
Of course. I wouldn't expect anything less, right?
Of course not. And remember, you can always be better than what you are. Never settle for second best and keep improving. You're doing excellent.
Glad to have all the praise.
Of course, dear. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to do a little bit of soul rending. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much. I will talk to you tomorrow.
And the image fades.
At that moment, she casts Find Familiar. Might as well go ahead and get it over with.
All right.
As a ritual. As a ritual.
As you cast Find Familiar over the 10 minutes, a form will appear at the end of the 10 minutes, collecting and coalescing from a bundle of black feathers from the ether around you into a nasty, poofed out, feathered form that has his head under his wing. He stands there, summoned, and falls over. No!
You will wake up, or I will turn you into fricassee.
Fine.
I know
Fine.
how to cook birds.
The head comes out. It is just a bird's skull with two bright blue eyes. It looks up at you. Oh, A new one. Great.
How
I'm on
many-
loan
how
again,
many-
aren't I?
Oh, for sure. How many masters have you been through?
I think it was 39 last time I checked. So you're number 40. Congratulations.
You get around.
Yeah, not as bad as some of the women I've been around. You're not one of those, are you?
No.
No?
Well,
Good.
maybe.
Wait, what? You're not going to have me go spy on the other women in a brothel, are you? This doesn't look like a brothel.
Oh,
God, no. No.
Ah,
I know
good.
what I know what my man is. No
I've
need to worry about it.
seen enough TNA in my time. Don't need to go and do that anymore.
Oh. Oh my goodness. So you're working for me now, and your name is Egrul? Is that how you
That-
pronounce it?
That's how she pronounces it, yeah.
How do you prefer it? Say that again?
Oh.
Oh.
No,
Is that close?
no. Not ah. Earl.
Oh. Is that better?
Not Earl. Earl. You
I'll
got
work on it.
just Ergol will do. It's those elvish losses. It's a tonsil. She gotta just go for it.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, girl, there. We're gonna work on this. I
Yeah,
just want to call
whatever.
you by your name correctly.
Sure.
That's try it. It's gonna be an everyday thing. Just get used to it.
Fine. Who am I working with? Who's this schmuck?
Who is he pointing to?
Twilight.
This schmuck is my husband, Twilight.
Not bad.
What the cat dragon this time? What is this, dead bird?
His name is April.
We'll walk over to you and peck your foot. One time. It dragged me in one time.
I have one job on this ship.
All it takes is once, and then it's stuck as a legend forever. I will immortalize you as Eggroll, the cat dragon.
The bald-headed raven looks back at you, Covet. You married the bard. Seriously. Isn't that a little tropey?
He's pretty. There are things.
The other eye of the bird looks up at Twilight. You cast that suggestion spell, didn't you? Didn't you? Charm
I don't
person.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
This over here is Kiki, the bird.
Ah.
Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice head of feathers you got.
Yeah, I mean, I like your look though. I haven't
No,
really
you
thought
don't.
of like going
Don't
bald.
you don't have to
but-
BS me.
Oh, you're right. You look like shit, man.
Thanks. At least some honesty from somebody. God damn.
There you go.
This over here is Ayla. She comes
Ayla leans over, pets him on the head, and says, "Quoth."
Yeah. Like I haven't heard that one before. God damn. Patronizing.
I am an expert at cooking bird. Watch out.
It wouldn't be the first time, lady. Look, I taste like nicotine and tobacco. That's about it.
Oh, he smokes. Gotcha.
Yeah, he'll
Only when
smoke I
someone sets
cook
me
him,
on
too.
fire, lady.
He'll smoke when I cook him too.
That's what Owen's for.
No fighting. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So
Not a lot of meat on his bones, though. Maybe that's why the cat left him on the welcome mat.
This over here is it's Lauren.
Man. Tall drink of water, huh?
Lauren just raises an eyebrow at him.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
This one over here that can char you to a crisp is Aowen.
Won't be the first time. Won't be the last. Yeah. So what are we
Did you
doing?
exfoliate your feathers? Is that what happened?
What? Who in the right? What? No.
I mean, I heard that could be
whoever-
good. Maybe it's maybe it just went wrong.
Someone's been lying to you, dude. Whoever said you should exfoliate your feathers is an idiot.
Okay. Kiki will just look at the ground. He'll on purpose not look anywhere close to Twilight.
So, do I have to fly, or do you get to carry me? Are you a carrying person, or are you one of these that sticks me in a box and is like, hey, I finally need him. Here, finally let you out of the box.
I'll let you sit on my shoulder. That's fine.
A bird in a box.
Oh,
No.
so kind. I appreciate you giving me the permission to ride on a shoulder. Tell you what, I promise not to poop on you.
I appreciate that.
Not like I got any bowels anyway.
That's how you go back in the box.
Do you have any favorite treats or anything like that?
I just said I don't got any internal organs. What am I gonna do?
Is there something you particularly enjoy?
You got a
Doesn't
black
have to be-
string or a piece of leather.
Something sparkly to distract the birdie.
That's not
Hold on
patronizing
a
at all.
second.
Hot damn. You know I have a college degree.
Oh, really? What is it in? Literature?
No!
I was
Horticulture.
gonna say Art Deco.
Horticulture. Okay. And what do you cultivate?
You don't really cultivate it, more of a planter. See, you take seed from one place and you put it somewhere else, and the plant grows.
That because you eat the nuts and the berries.
I just told you I don't eat anything. Don't have any internal organs. That means no stomach, no spleen, no intestines, no nothing. So my promise of not pooping on her is just a practicality of life, because I don't defecate anywhere.
That being said, she pulls out of her pocket some of the leftover, just a little bit of the leftover leather that she would just keep in her pocket just to fiddle with from Absint's armor making kit. And she just gives it to him and says, here, you can have this.
Now,
Thanks.
great. He can go off and he's gonna start nesting.
As long as it's in my backpack, we're fine.
Nesting?
Not
You
He's
think
not
I've got a
gonna
chance with,
nest.
you think I've got a chance with some chick? Seriously, have you seen me?
You're right.
I look
You
like
got
your
no
dead
ground.
great-grandfather.
I mean, we could always glue some eyelashes on you just to give you a little bit of a pizzazz, you know.
There's not a
Wouldn't
wing
be
of
the
a
first
prayer.
time. Yo,
Oh.
I got bedazzled one time. That sucked.
Oh, that would be very difficult to get off. I'm serious.
3
Wow.
years.
That's so happy.
3 years of trying to get glitter out of your feathers. That's not the
Oh,
way
gosh,
you want to live.
That stuff will last beyond the apocalypse. I mean, that stuff gets everywhere. It never goes away.
You know what they say? Glitter, the herpes of the craft world.
I agree. 100%.
I don't know who says that, but it's pretty funny.
I mean, it's true. I mean, Twilight and I have moved so many times because of what MKL sends us to do, and there's always glitter.
Oh, you're one of those
Never goes away.
You're not one of those MKL worshippers. You're not devout, are you? Because I'm kind of like an anathema to all of
No.
those faith.
Gods no, I was forced into her service.
But we are so bedazzling egg roll. It's happening.
Oh, hell no. Hells no. Hells no.
He's gonna be so fabulous.
You touch my familiar, touch the lute.
Touch the lute all you want.
The flute, or whatever it is you play.
You have to blow the flute.
Hell no.
Look, whatever you two do in your own time is up to you. I don't want to need to know about any blowing of any flutes.
Or touching of any lutes.
Oh boy. Well, I appreciate you for your assistance and everything. So, the goal is not to take over the world, just help
Why?
it along in the right direction. I mean, geez, why? Everybody whining every day. Oh my god, my crops have died. I'm hungry. Really? I mean, seriously, I don't want to have to deal with that. That's somebody else's job. Somebody adultier than me.
All right, I'll take the job. I accept.
No, not offering it to you.
Yeah, I'd try.
I'm proud of you for your ambition, but no. Don't call us, we'll call you.
You did call me.
That's what Prime Familiar was.
Oh my god, y'all are friends now.
The bird looks up at Twilight. Damn. So what am I doing here anyway? Look, last time I got summoned, the job was to peck someone's eyeball out. Now I'm here.
Dude, you can hang out. You can fly. Dude,
You
what
told me
do
I
you
could
do?
ride.
You can, I'm giving you options, dude. Okay.
Fine.
That being said, when I need you, I need you.
You need to be a little bit more heavy-handed with your pet, or else he'll never
Do
respect.
you have a pet?
Yes.
Bye, pet. Think close. Think again. Think carefully.
See, now you're getting it. And he will flip and flap up next to you, and as he does so, a section of feathers just poof and sheds off onto your outfit. Sorry about that. Kind of hard to handle it. You know, molting just happens when you're dead.
They make a pill for that.
See, he's molting. He's dead. So, do we need to glue it or something? I mean,
You got some glue?
I can find some. I've got honey. Would honey work?
No. That's.
I thought it was a good idea.
I will tell you that's a bad idea. I don't need. You are a weird person. Let's get out of this shithole. Let's go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Weird. Normal's overrated.
But aren't feathering.
Who thought
No.
that this place was a good idea? Seriously.
But there should be some glue here somewhere. Maybe over there on that leather working table, because they do use glue in leather working.
Twilight, you work with leather. Hey, glue.
I just discovered this last night. I'm still figuring this out.
Look for a bottle that has GLUE on it. Glue.
Well, if I find it, that's not what we're using it for.
Glue. Like, as in, like, for the bird.
Oh, be for the bird when we so bedazzle him.
Glue.
Not right now.
Ayla walks over to the table, finds the bottle of glue, and brings it back to Covet. Here, Covet, fix his feathers.
Thank you, Ayla. At least somebody is willing to help me.
Oh, we're so going to help.
No bedazzling.
You can give the glue back to me and I'll keep it for us.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Cool.
And she goes to try to glue the feathers as best she possibly can.
Roll your sleight of hand
Onto-
check.
Of course. Right.
Throw some cool hair that girl.
What did you say? Sleight of hand?
Yes, please.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell. With an 18, you very nicely put feathers back onto Earl. Earl. As he gets his feathers back on. Thanks. The moment we leave this magnificent mansion, the glue disappears, right?
Oh, right. Oh, shit.
Right.
I'm not an idiot. I've done this before. You got to get real glue, not this fake stuff.
39.
Well, I tried, damn it.
I appreciate the sentiment, but it really sucks.
So you have a very cranky covet who has not gotten very good sleep. She's had to take care of this dragon that she has put in the iron flask. She's got a snappy, boisterous, smart ass familiar named Earl. And now the whole this work and time to put these damn on this damn. Oh, somebody had better to give her something pretty and some coffee.
You also are married to Twilight's Call.
What I'm saying.
I
Who
don't know
wants
why
to
that fits
glitter
in
the
list.
bird?
Why does that fit in the list? Why does that fit in the
Because I think all those little check marks were still in place until she said familiar. So,
Just a change.
all right.
Here,
Anything else you
darling,
guys
have a
would-
cup of coffee before we leave.
Thank you, Ayla.
And you don't want it to go cup for that.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Because it disappears just like the glue that you just spent time working on the feather.
Oh my God! Can we finish this coffee and let me go?
My gosh.
It's Lauren. Keep me from killing Twilight right now. I haven't had my coffee. Please. You're the only one that's pretty enough and strong enough to keep me away.
But you are responsible for your own choices.
Good job, Lauren. You needed help before you married him.
I don't know. Maybe this service to MKL just kind of made him go off the deep end. I don't know. We've been trying to get home for like, I don't know, 50 years.
Well, we're still working on that. We just got to find all those shards and you can go home.
Thought we were rescuing Bloodsword.
He's part of it. There's a long to-do list, buddy.
It grows ever longer if we
All the
delay.
time.
Covet just takes just drinks the last dregs of her coffee and just kind of puts the coffee cup down and puts her head down like on her arms. And just groans like, ugh.
Your hair looked better. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, Are we gonna like get going or something, or are we just gonna sit here in comfort and relaxation and just let the world pass us by?
So just to let you know, you're about to leave comfort and relaxation and going straight into basically the sixth circle of hell.
Yeah.
It's hell out there.
It's just the lava fields.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Been there worse. All right, let's do this.
Are you fire retardant?
No,
But you're dead, right?
right?
Okay, we're good. Let's go.
All right, whatever. You guys leave the magnificent mansion?
Yep.
All right. So you guys head back out into the Australian lava flows.
Sweet, I got the charge back.
And I need you guys to please roll your Constitution saving throws of a DC 16 or gain a level of exhaustion.
Damn.
Oh, great.
So Kiki is next to Miss Lauren, so we'll resist. However, Ayla is going to suffer a level of exhaustion. And Eowyn will not suffer a level of exhaustion. All right. As the heat overwhelms you guys, you're free to move in whatever direction you'd like. Where are we going?
I'm starting to get used to it here. It doesn't feel as bad as it used to.
I feel like I'm exhausted.
At least it's not too humid. My hair's not frizzy, so that's good.
Oh, I cast prestidigitation on it.
Okay, let me live in my own little dream. Thank you.
It can't be humid here. All the water's gone.
See?
I think it's
I'm
going to be
good.
more humid.
So
I
it's
know.
dry heat.
Understood the difference between dry heat and wet heat. I mean, what's the deal with that? I mean, seriously, I don't understand.
Urgle is going to speak up and go, about 5 gold pieces.
Terrible. Joke. Take lessons, Twilight.
You look over at Urgle, an ember flops directly onto his skull and burns right there. He doesn't notice.
I guess he wouldn't notice because he's dead.
Alright, so we keep moving.
Let's go, mister.
All right.
We'll drop back into step with Covet for a moment.
Hello.
I know it was hard what you did earlier, but it was the right thing.
It was. I just gotta keep reminding myself that that was the right thing. I even sealed it with wax to make sure I didn't open it. It's just gonna be hard, you know?
Will be.
Absinthe around.
Always. But it is hard being a friend embroiled in darkness, but knowing that you can protect them until it can be extricated from them is always, there's some measure of hope there.
Just hoping that we can figure out a way to break it. Dolgorath is no
Indeed.
joke. It's very powerful. Maybe my goal is to get enough resources, enough friends, enough power, enough powerful friends to help me break it.
can't stay that way. Just
As long as
how?
you're careful as to who powerful friends are.
Trying to be careful, or at least more careful. It's just not easy when you don't know who you can trust. The only people I know I can trust are you and Kiki and Ayla and Twilight. Of course, my new familiar. But
I raise an eyebrow as she says that.
he's on loan. We'll see. He still has to prove himself, of course, but I think that in the long run, he could be to our benefit. And not just mine. Ours as a whole.
As I can keep an open mind.
Trying to. So tell me, enough about me. What can we do to help you with your quest? You want to prove yourself, correct?
Yes, I'd say we are already doing it. We need to venture forth. We need to rescue our friend. Do what we can for the spirits. Eventually, harden the borders between the planes. I think there is much we can accomplish for the good of the world, and with that, I would be satisfied.
So, before I get into the fun part, tell me about your training. You studied with what was it, a guard? Against the planes? Against...
Oh,
Please correct me
no,
if I'm wrong.
I've learned of the Guardians of the Plains, but um, my training was simply the basic training that uh, all Triton go through as they come of age.
And please excuse me because I don't know the culture very well. I'm still learning, so bear with me. What is your coming of age? Like, what age are you? Are you 16 for some cultures, 18 for others, 21, 25, and 30 for others? What is for you?
Actually, look that up real quick.
I asked the question. And I'm going to tack on, is there any sort of ceremony you have to go through?
Well, yeah, I am 20 years old now, but we come of age around 15, so I don't know how that translates to what you are used to. Humans would probably consider me as if I were in my mid-20s. Not as familiar with elves. Um, as far as ceremonies, well, it's, it is different from person to person. For me, my coming of age ceremony was as much a um, function of dignitaries as it was, well, more so that than it was a celebration for myself, as that is not normally my preference of celebration. But but shortly afterward, I began my training, and a few years later, here I am.
Interesting. Sorry, computer did something funny. Is there? Is it different for each person that goes through the training? I mean, for me, it was definitely a celebration, but ball, that sort of thing. I was young, 16. But what if? Because elves, we age faster. In a sense. Not faster physically, but mentally, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. But for me, it was a celebration, a ball, a great ball that my parents put on. You said diplomat. So were you signing treaties or something?
Nothing of the sort. It was more people who were important were expected to make an appearance. It, it was a ball, I suppose you could say, um, but it was more so that I would meet people and they would meet me. It was not a gathering of friends of sorts, and that is not typical of the culture. It is simply because of who I am and who my family is.
Please tell me you've been to a ball and had some fun.
I have my most fun when be in the company of very few others, or even just myself, perhaps with a book, and in a more relaxed environment than that which can be provided at a ball.
Now, you and I can totally agree on that. Definitely finding ourselves in a library, tucked in a corner, by ourselves, reading a book, carefully with a cup of coffee or tea in hand, with your case, maybe saltwater tea, and a good book
Yes.
that I like. So, at this ball, at this celebration, is that where you met your betrothed?
It was. Now that I think about it, that is where I was introduced to the entire Monogath family. Of
Okay,
course,
you're gonna type that.
um, my family had dealt with them previously, but um, this is where uh, this is where I believe they began to consider whether their son Rolmos would be a good match for me.
So I'm going to ask something personal. And of course, that was a little personal, but I'm going to downright ask: was this a love match or was this a political alliance? Because we're both from courts. We're both from noble people. Let's not beat around the bush. Was it political or a
Entirely,
love match?
entirely political. I suppose that could learn to love him, but it is uh, valuable to my family and valuable to my people, then I see no need not to accept it when I return.
You speak as one who has been trained to say that, but what do you really think?
That is what I really think.
If that's what you think.
What I think is that we have always survived as a protectorate by putting our duty before our individual needs. And therefore, that is what I will do.
Very admirable. Just don't forget to take care of yourself.
You as well. I give her a meaningful look.
She smiles and she understands. She says, I understand. I'm trying as best I can. I'm trying to get home. And I'm trying to save our land.
I believe in that our duties and our fates align.
Emmett nods, and I will help you as you will help me. We both want what's best. We both want what is best for our people. And hopefully we can achieve it.
Or nods.
At this point, she would look at her and say, if I had a glass of wine, I'd toast to you. But right now, I'm kind of dry. So, and who knows? It might actually catch fireball. I don't know in the wine glass. We'll see.
It is. Yes, I prefer to keep a clear head out here nonetheless. But are we rejoin the rest of the group?
I think that's a good idea.
So as you guys,
So, what
Good.
did you ladies talk about?
Real talk.
Oh, that can be.
Just keep tracking.
Oh, ye of little faith.
ye of good experience.
I'm not sure what my faith has to do with it, but just because I work for MKL doesn't mean I have faith.
We have reason not to complete.
Oh, if you do not mind me asking, because I recognize that this is certainly a highly personal question, but why is that?
Why is what?
Why do we not have
is that-
faith?
Why do you work for MKL and not have faith at the same time?
It was never a choice.
Can you say drafted?
I suppose I'm more wondering why that came to be, why you were pressed into service. Again, feel free not to answer if that is too intrusive of a question.
And at one moment you're living up life, enjoying things, and then all of a sudden you realize that you've got, that's not necessarily a bond of servitude, but a debt that has to be worked off, and until such time you're at the bidding of a goddess, I guess you could call it.
For me, that was my coming of age gift. Here, happy birthday. So glad you've become an adult female. Here, go work for MKL. Yay. We've pledged you to her. Yay to them. No choice. No options.
I mean, you have a
Thank you
job.
very much.
Was that Kiki?
So you do what you do to get
Yeah.
by. What was that?
What did Kiki
Kiki,
say?
what was that?
I just said you have a job. Like that's it. Just mean like sure. I mean, pledging without your permission, but it's like you got a job, so that's kind
I
of a
mean,
good thing.
don't get me wrong. Traveling the plains at the behest of the goddess of death and ensuring that true death follows those that have it coming isn't a bad part of the gig, but at the same time, when it removes you from that which you knew, and usually when you don't have a choice in the matter, you get a little jaded at times.
It hurts. You are not allowed to go back. You have to stay in service, whether you want it or not,
How long does this last?
till we're released.
Oh, indefinitely.
Released by the god.
Supposedly, this is the last one. We'll see.
That can be tech. Gods are never really, they don't really go back on their word, but they sort of do because they don't really tell you the whole thing. So kind of withhold information. At least that's been my experience.
They don't always have a clear concept of our time.
Especially when you're
Yeah.
jumping through planes and realms. But then, while you're away, you hear that your home area is no longer what it once was, and it potentially the starting point for an incursion by Musaba, and whatever is going on with here is related to that is not well received.
And we can't go back and fix it. Not as fast as we want to. So here we are, trudging along south, across the lava fields of Australia, trying to find more power, more knowledge, more might to get home.
Still concerned about your open rebellion against MKO.
I've kind of had enough, but at the same time, I understand why MKL is wanting things the way they are, but at the same time, it's a paradox. I'm kind of stuck in the middle. No man's land, as you would say.
Right, but that means we just need to continue moving south.
As we trudge south.
And as you guys continue trudging through the heat across the hard and sharp rocks, that's where we're going to end for today because I do not have time to get you through the next series of encounters. So we will come back next week for the next episode of the Us Against the Gods campaign.